So this is the second module, and now you already have selected your photos. In this module, we're going to edit them. Now there's a bit of a disclaimer here, because when I'm going to help you edit these photos, I don't want you to look like somebody else at all. We're just going to optimize the photos, make them look a lot fresher. We're not actually going to try and make you look like somebody else, because essentially the whole idea here is to actually gain a date from a dating app and to have a positive experience from it. So if you turn up to a bar looking completely different how your photos look, then I haven't really done my job properly. So the idea is to find the good photos and make the photos look as good as we possibly can without making you look like somebody else. Second point as well, I'm a professional photographer and I have been for the last 10 years, so don't worry, you're in safe hands here. Photoshop and Lightroom are usually my go-to editing software, but we're going to make this course super easy and assume that you've only got editing software on your phone. So literally just a photo app on your phone. If you do have Photoshop and Lightroom and you're prolific with using it, that's absolutely fine. You can use those. The tips are going to be exactly the same. I'm actually going to be assuming you've got the most basic of tools at your disposal. So literally just the editing app on your iPhone or an Android device, and we're going to be working with those. I'm using Lightroom today, but it really doesn't matter of what photo editing app you use. The things that I wanted to say is that when it comes to actually editing these photos, here are the things that we actually usually do to them. That is selecting, color correction, cropping, clarity, brightness and contrast, and also making them just in general more aesthetically pleasing. Hey, welcome to this module on how to retouch the photos you have already taken. So I'm actually going to be editing these photos from a client who has actually given me permission for this. And I'm going to show you how to retouch them, but also how to select which ones you're going to put on your dating profile. You may think this is a trivial task of editing the photos, but this is by far the most important factor of your entire dating app experience. Remember, if they don't right swipe you, you won't ever be sat opposite them on a date. It's as simple as that. We're looking to optimize the experience of your profile, even though smaller gains in profile quality all build up to a better experience. Now we want to do the retouching. This is a basic retouch to make the colours pop, the clarity, the cropping, but in general, just making the photos look more visually appealing. If you think of a dating app profile as a piece of marketing, because essentially that's what it is. Obviously, we'll be dealing with the photos a client has sent me and also the photo editing application, Lightroom, but all of these are basic principles that you will be able to apply on your own photos. Whether you're choosing an application like Lightroom or just editing these on your phone, the principles of how we're going to retouch the photos is exactly the same. Just remember, the goal here is to improve your photos themselves, not make you look like someone you're not. Why? Well, we don't want to catfish anybody. If you actually look like your photos when you meet somebody, you'll have a far better experience than if you look completely different, I promise. And we're going to go straight in for cropping. This is the first thing that I want you to do. So we're just going to start from here. And we're just going to give it a crop. You want to crop in portrait mode and as tight as possible so that there's more real estate of the person on the photos, like this. So is that one done? This one could maybe just go for a little bit more. Maybe just a little bit, about like that. Again, this one. There's a lot there. We're going to go for quite a hard crop. And just a little bit of the sky and a little bit of the shirt, like that. There we go. With this one can go a little bit closer as well. And we're just going to do a little bit at the bottom as well. And then at the top. This one we can go in for quite a hard crop. So we want to go in about there, I'd say. As you can see, some of these have already been edited because they've been on Instagram, etc. But that's not a problem. Okay. And we're just going to do all of this at the same time. So you don't want to be cutting out hands or arms or legs or anything. You just want it so that when somebody will view this photo on a dating app, there's as much of the actual photograph is of the subject, i.e. the person, rather than, you know, it being sort of random backgrounds and such. So, sorry guys, you guys are going to get cropped out. There we go. And then we're just going to go at the bottom as well. Like that. And then, sorry guys, you're gonna have to go. Same again here. And then we're gonna go like this, pull it in a little bit more. Same again at the bottom, like that. And then let's just go in, oops. Gonna keep the flowers there as well because they look quite nice. I'm just gonna come down a little bit there. Not crop the flowers out entirely. Just like that. Sorry guys, you're gonna have to go again. So maybe just a little bit there, just so that he's central. There we go. And I'm gonna come down there as well. Maybe pull that in just a little bit. This one's a great one, again, in the car. So we're gonna get the dog just like that. And then we're gonna pull this side in just a little bit more. And as you can see, if you would have had this photo on your dating app originally, because it's landscape, it would have cropped it really hard. But now you can see here where I've selected around here, now that we've pulled in a little, like as tight as we can, you can see that there's so much more of the subject, i.e. you, when you upload this to your dating apps. That's so much better. And then we're going to go for a hard crop here again. You ideally want you kind of try to go for the, you know, not far off the center of the image. Now look, should we go that way? No, I think that's nice, but actually there's some nice green. Yeah, we're going to go that way actually, because you've got this detail here and you've got the green as well. It just kind of pops. So we're going to crop down as well, like that. This one's a great shot, I really like this one. This one's ideal for cropping here. So we're going to go straight in there. And then we're going to go like that, which I think is great. With this one, sorry buddy, you got to go. So we're going to go straight in for, should we maybe go like that? No, let's go like that. Pull in just a little bit tighter. Just go and move just a little bit more. There we go. So let's have a look at our choices. Now that we've cropped it, we just want to be going for the exposure and contrast. Simply put, if a photo looks too light, you can turn down the exposure. If the photo looks too dark, you can turn up the exposure. The contrast is the degree of difference between the colors. This is something I want you to be very, very subtle with. So this just needs a little bit of brightening up, not too much, about like that. We'll turn the contrast up just a little bit. As you can see, I'm being so subtle here. This photo will look great, a lot lighter, so about like that. Turn the contrast up just so we get the detail a bit more. And this one, turn it up a little bit, and again, contrast. Now we actually want to work on sharpening the image. So if you just head down here, again, if you're using an iPhone as such, you can just do it on your iPhone. Again, really subtle. So about there. Let's try it again on this one, about there. That was pretty simple, to be fair. Now, if you shot with an iPhone or just a modern phone in general, I very much doubt you'll have to deal with color corrections, as the phones are actually pretty good. So let's get straight into the enhancement of the color, basically making these photos pop. How is this done? Saturation and vibrance. If you don't know how to do this on your phone, just watch what I'm doing and you'll find something similar, or just give it a Google for the specific model of phone you have and you'll be able to see it that way. So let's go with this one. Now we're actually going to turn the vibrance down a little bit because we don't want his skin too red. But we're going to turn the saturation up like that. As you can see, that really pops. So that's before, that's after. You can see a massive difference there. Here, again, we've got nice greens, got nice blues. Let's go for some vibrance and saturation. Then we've got a blue jumper. So let's get a bit of color there, like that. That's the before, that's the after. This one's a great shot. So we're gonna turn the vibrance up. It's mainly gonna do skin tones here and then saturation as well. Maybe a bit too much. And then we've got a lot of blue in this shot as well. So we're going to be just adjusting that a little bit. Let's have a play with that. That's quite nice like that. So that's it before, that's it afterwards. This is a great shot, I love this one. So let's turn the vibrance up, saturation, and then we've got a lot of greens here. So let's adjust those. Let's go for a real green there. And then we've obviously got the blue jacket. Let's have a play with that. It's quite nice there. And then as you can see, it's done the sky as well. So that was the before, that's the after. As you can see, they're actually quite a bright color. So step 4 of this is the order that they are going to go on your dating apps. Now, this is something that is often overlooked when you create your profile. It goes a little something like this. 90% of the people are going to judge you on your first photo, not what you've written in your bio or even other photos. Those other elements of your profile are just there to help somebody make the decision to match with you. So this is super important. What I do is actually flick through the photos and just see which one jumps out at me. Seriously, you want to go for the most bright and colourful shots that have action in them as well, and something that you're making direct eye contact with the camera. So let's just do this really quick. And I don't know about you guys, but out of all of these shots, I think that one is the one that's going to gain the most attention. So this is the one we're going to go for. It's great. There's eye contact here. He's smiling. You've got an animal in it as well. You've got, you know, a great amount of detail in the photo, something really interesting as well. So there's conversation there about, you know, his dog or where he was going, etc. So I think this is the one that we're going to go for as the first photo. And then just to give you a bit of an idea about what I go for the second one and the third, etc. So now we've agreed that's the first. I would say you want something completely different for the second. Again, you've got the nice dog there again, but we've got this for the first. Then I'd go for this one as the second, this one as the third, this one as the fourth, this one as the fifth, this one as the sixth, this one as the seventh, and then this one as the eighth, this one as the ninth, and then I would finally go for either this one as the 10th or this one. I do tend to advise clients to not really have too many photos of themselves topless, because for a lot of people it can actually be a massive turn off. So just try to be really careful if you are having the photos of you topless, that it is something like this, you on holiday, you're enjoying yourself on the beach, not just a topless selfie in the gym. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this. And hopefully what I'd like you to do is slightly use your artistic license on this to decide which photo should go as your second, third, fourth, etc. But really pay attention to the first one. Again, smile, eye contact, ideally an animal or an activity that you're doing. It can't just be a selfie in the mirror like this for your first one. It's got to be something a little bit more. As you can see, if you were flicking through a dating app and you saw something as colourful as this and had just so much going on, you're going to take notes of it, which is obviously you being one step closer to gaining more matches. Any of the editing that we didn't really do a massive amount. So we didn't change his facial shape or his hair color or eye color or anything. So if somebody does meet Adam, they're not going to think that he's somebody that he's not. And that's pretty much it for this module. So thanks for watching this one, and I'll see you in the next one.